Hello my YouTube friends, I hope this finds you well. Today we're going to talk about part 2 of the Millennium Trilogy by Stieg Larsson, The Girl Who Played with Fire. Immediately after reading part 1, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, if you've seen my video, you know I was ecstatic. I could not contain myself. I was also going on about 2 hours of sleep over the past 48 to 50 hours because I was so drenched in the Dragon Tattoo novel. I couldn't get enough of it. I stayed up all night, all day. I couldn't stop reading, and it's because it's such a great novel. Such a great novel. And part 2 was not disappointing. It wasn't as fast paced. It wasn't as fully developed of a mystery as Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, as very few mysteries I've read are. But Girl Who Played with Fire, also an amazing novel. So the story takes off in the life of Michael Bloomquist and Lisbeth Salander. They are on their own. They had split ways at the end of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Lisbeth Salander saw Michael Bloomquist with another woman that she knew he saw occasionally, and he was very forthcoming with it. As a ladies' man, Michael Bloomquist saw other women quite frequently. Lisbeth was hurt. She went off with her billions of dollars she stole for Wonderstrom, and she went to travel the world, to gain experience, to learn things, just to get away and have fun, as a 24-year-old woman would. On the other side, Michael Bloomquist has returned as publisher for Millennium Magazine, and he has brought in a couple, literally a couple of reporters, one who's writing a thesis on human and sex trafficking, and her husband, who is writing an investigative journalistic book on the same subject. And they're writing on the same people as well. So the story really revolves around this investigation of human and sex trafficking, which leads to a man named by Zalanchenko. Zalanchenko is a very mysterious figure in this novel, and he somehow is connected to Lisbeth Salander, and she is brought in to this world of craziness and intrigue and violence because of Zalanchenko. There's a deep connection here, and that's not a spoiler. That's directly on the back cover. So Michael Bloomquist is bringing in these two people. He's going to publish the book. He's going to publish the thesis in his magazine. And then, as they are finishing the writing and the polishing of their story and the novel and the book, they're killed. And not only are they murdered, but Lisbeth Salander is named the prime suspect of their murder. So Lisbeth is trying to stay sane and reclaim whatever freedom she has left after The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and the dwindling freedom in The Girl Who Played with Fire. Michael Bloomquist, knowing who Lisbeth Salander truly is trying to stake a piece of her freedom and her innocence, while still trying to solve the murders of his friends and fellow journalists. And all the while, there are backstories that go so far into Lisbeth's life, you slowly become understanding of who Lisbeth is. Now, one of the major plot points that comes back is German, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Berman, if you've read or seen the movie, he is the new guardian of Lisbeth Salander, and he violates her, he rapes her, and now she holds evidence of who he really is, and has basically told him to back off, and she's totally defiled this man, taken his life away from him, and he wants revenge. He wants to get back at Lisbeth, and in him trying to get back at her, he uncovers a whole mess of her past that even she wasn't fully aware of, he wasn't aware of, Bloomquist wasn't aware of, and that is the well from which this story takes place. The center of it comes from the murders of these 2 journalists. But the true well, the depth of this novel comes from Lisbeth Salander's past and how it connects to Zalenchenko. Again, this novel, I finished it in about a week. I didn't get as fully engrossed as I did with The Dragon Tattoo, but still an amazing read. I give it a 4. I think the devices he used, just his sense of character and how these characters relate to one another is bar none amazing. Larsson did an amazing job with it. It's as if he really knew these people. And a lot of his writing did come from true circumstances that he experienced as a journalist. So it's not lost on me that he probably did know a lot of these people in real life as they truly were. And that translated beautifully to the written word. He's an amazing storyteller. He keeps wonderful pace, but he really makes you work for it. Larsson really understood the value of work and payoff. Now, just like with The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Girl Who Played with Fire really has a lot of expository, a lot of exposition. He really tries to get you fully understanding of the characters, the situations they're in, the way they're handling it, how they may handle things in the future, so much though that it takes about 200 to 225 pages to really get a big payoff as to what the story holds for the reader. But once you get to that 225 pages, then it's like a rocket ship and it takes off and there's no going back. But it does take some work. And every time you get a payoff, you have to work for it. You have to really read and sit there and go through some of these lulling moments of very little action happening, but a lot of exposition, a lot of little things, a lot of dropped hints and clues, and it's worth it. It is so worth it. If you pick up this novel, you will not be disappointed. Highly suggest it. I give it a 4 out of 5. There are definitely some spots where it could have been better. As far as a sequel, most sequels are not as fantastic as the first, but this definitely lives up to the name of Stieg Larsson and Lisbeth Salander's character. I hope you pick it up. Please let me know what you think about The Girl Who Played with Fire. Have you read it? Have you seen the Swedish version? If you have, please let me know, because they just took off all of the Dragon Tattoo, Fire, and Hornet's Nest movies, Swedish movies, from Netflix. I just finished these novels. I wanted to go watch them, and Netflix gypped me and took them off. So, but Netflix does have the series of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's a full-length miniseries of an hour and a half per episode. So I started watching that one. Fantastic. Fantastic so far. Please let me know what you think. Stieg Larsson and Millennium Trilogy. I'll see you later. Thank you.